Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Michael, or Kiratze Online. Hopefully, you guys are having a great day as usual, and I am here with some Battleborn gameplay. This is from the open beta that was just from the past weekend, and as you can see, I got that awesome Miko skin for hitting rank 8. I pretty much played Miko extensively in the open beta. He's one of my favorite characters, and if you saw my Twitter post a little bit ago, you'll see that I was in the works of making a video guide for Miko. But looking back through the recording, because I didn't have enough time, because it was I only had enough time to play Saturday and Sunday in the open beta, I didn't have enough time to record proper gameplay for that guide, so I decided just to, I had a couple of games lying around, so I was like, hey, well, let's just commentate over it. And I'll talk just a little bit about Battleborn and just sort of my plans for it, because it is going to be probably my go-to game for a long time once it actually releases in a couple of weeks, and I am super excited for it. It's just like The Division. It's one of the games I'm super excited for, and I because I was able to play in the betas, I am very confident I'll be playing it for a very long time. And this game personally is a little more up my alley than the Division anyways, because it's a competitive multiplayer game, but it has an awesome PvE element as well. So, I'm not going to be really talking about the gameplay too much. Pretty much all you need to know is I have so much fun with Miko, and he's just an excellent support character. I will be making a video guide for him once the game actually releases, and I'll be able to record proper gameplay for my commentary. And also, I will be planning on doing guides and stuff like that for all my favorite Battleborn. Oscar, Mike, and Melka are my other two mains, I guess, and I've always loved more of a supportish role, and I pretty much play them all in a supportish role. Even Melka, even though she's considered an assassin, I like having reduced build cost on her gear mod. She has a lot of mobility, and she has ways to get in and out of battles with her stealth. So I like to just play support role build, because she's not a straight up damage dealer. She, compared to other DPS classes or characters, she's a little bit on the weaker side, but she can still assassinate people, and she can definitely help out in team fights as well, because she has good ranged and melee attacks, sort of all in one nice little package. But sadly, I didn't get to play Melka over the open beta, because most of the Battleborn, you have the choice pretty much of unlocking them through just leveling up your command rank, which is just your overall profile rank, or by doing specific challenges or completing certain missions. Now, the one for Melka, you have to hit rank 34 or finish, I can't remember what the name of the mission, but it was one of the missions that wasn't available in the open beta. So sadly, I wasn't able to get my favorite character, Melka, because I played her pretty much mainly through the closed beta. So I decided to swap for, Miko, and I have probably I played probably 13 hours of Miko in the open beta, and so in addition to whatever I played in the closed beta. And so I feel fairly confident with Miko, and I see a lot of poor Mikos out there. He's a very easy character to pick up and play, because he is one of the opening characters you can play, but he's very hard to master, and just supports in general in games. You have to have a very extensive knowledge of the game and just of enemy Battleborn and your ally Battleborn, because you're pretty much relying on your allies and stuff like that to help you through the game, since you're not going to be doing the kills or farming the lanes the most. So you really got to rely on them, and knowing the game in general is just huge as a support. So I'm fairly confident, and I think, once I'll be able to get that guide up, I think a lot of people will get some use out of it. Miko is so much fun. He's very mobile, and he, as you can see just from this gameplay, he's extremely good in duel situations and just supporting your allies and keeping them in tip-top shape if your enemies aren't focusing you down. But enough about Miko. I'll get to him down the road. I mainly just wanted to talk about Battleborn in general. Even if just a few people come across this video that maybe haven't heard of Battleborn, they're getting a little better with their marketing. They're recently just put a couple ads on TV for Battleborn, and I think as it gets closer to release, we'll see more and more of that stuff, and I'm very, very excited for it, because I do think it was overshadowed by Overwatch. I'm not going to bother comparing them. They're completely different games. Well, they are very different games. Obviously, there are some similarities, but regardless, they're both great games for their own reasons, and I think because the Overwatch open beta is coming out soon as well, I think people should try out both games if they have the chance. And hopefully, what I talk about today will help convince some people to maybe at least check out Battleborn. It does have a full game price tag, but there is reasons for that. Even though you may be comparing it to, Overwatch is only $40 or blah, 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 blah. But like I said, they're very different games and they offer different experiences. And I wanted to talk about Battleborn today because that's personally the game that I'm going to be going to. But, I'll obviously play Overwatch as well. They're both extremely fun-looking games. Well, I know Battleborn is a super fun game. I haven't played Overwatch, but I've watched enough Overwatch and I know the type of game it is that I would definitely enjoy it playing with some friends or even just by myself as well. But Battleborn is the reason why I'm so hyped for Battleborn is Gearbox has done such a good job in not only communicating with the community, but just keeping us up to date on their plans, and their plans are quite fleshed out that I'm really, really happy about it. They have a lot of big plans for skins and things like that, and even just the skins. I believe that they're gonna have like 3 different tiers. So you'll have like your recolor skins, but it'll go up to theme skins, and then you'll have like full-fledged like legendary type skins where they'll actually change how your abilities look and stuff like that. And that's exciting to me because I know I've sunk a lot of money into skins in games like League of Legends and stuff like that, and it's a lot of fun to customize your Battleborn. And that's one of the big reasons why I personally enjoy Battleborn a little more than Overwatch. I know some of you are going to be saying, "Oh, well, you haven't even played Overwatch, blah blah blah." But like I said, I do a lot of research on this kind of stuff, and I know what kind of game Overwatch is. I've watched enough of it and things like that. And I think Battleborn is just the $20 in difference of price tag, I guess, sort of makes up for that. You get extra content in Battleborn. Overwatch is completely multiplayer only. There is no sort of PvE aspect. Additionally, I don't know how many game modes there are in Overwatch, but there's quite a few in Battleborn, and like even the community, one of the community managers posts on the Reddit Battleborn subreddit a lot. And he even hinted at, they were thinking of stuff like, Horde mode and stuff like that, which would go great in a game like Battleborn. A lot of people want that kind of mode, and I have full confidence that I think down the road we could potentially see a Horde-type game mode come out for Battleborn. The one reason I really, really love Battleborn is they do level progression very, very well. Even in the open beta, there's enough things to sort of distract you, but also not things that you feel like you have to totally change your playstyle to attain. A lot of the challenges and stuff you can complete are just sort of in line with what your character is. For example, I unlocked my legendary gear mod for Miko just by playing Miko. I just doing the regular stuff that I had to do, healing people, hitting people with stun spores, things like that. So yeah, that was a pretty cool kill there. Gotta love Miko's kunai. He is such a cool design character. I love Miko. And also I know he's technically genderless because he's a mushroom, but I'm just gonna refer to him as he because it's a little bit easier. But yeah, so the customization I'm really, really looking forward to, and I love being able to switch up your styles of play, and I like how the game offers that. Even though Miko is technically a support character, but he still has ability modifiers and mutations through his Helix tree. Still offer you could potentially go damage dealing route, or you can hit a little bit more with your Cloud Spores, do a little more damage there. You can build more of a dueler route, and even though that may not be the best way to build Miko, the game offers that, and that's what I like. I love customizability, even if it's not the top tier, best way to play a certain Battleborn. The game still offers you enough ways to customize your Battleborn so you can play to your style. And one of the biggest ways I like is gear mods, and gear mods is the way I had most fun in the closed beta. They switched it up a little bit in the open beta, of course, and I didn't have enough time to experiment with a ton of different gear mods in open beta just because I didn't unlock a lot of them. But being able to there are actually fairly drastic changes for the gear mods, like their passive abilities, but they balance them well in the fact that you actually have to choose whether to use your shards to like help build turrets and stuff like that, or you want to use them for your gear mods and stuff like that. So even though they can give drastic changes like extra 15 to 20% attack speed or something crazy like that, and you can feel that difference very well, it never feels overpowered or unfair. It's just another way to change your playstyle. Like I had a dueler Miko gear mod build where I just had attack speed and shield penetration, stuff like that, and it was a lot of fun. And Miko's Helix tree offers that kind of stuff as well. So they do level progression very, very well, and also just by unlocking doing the challenges and stuff like that to unlock different Battleborn, because you only get a certain handful of Battleborn unlocked off the start, and then you have to unlock the rest through your command rank or through challenges, and that's really nice that they have that option. So if you have a specific character you actually want to unlock, you can just gun straight for that challenge straight away, rather than having to wait, to rank up like 30 command ranks, because it does take a little while to actually rank up. I think in the 16 hours that I played in the open beta, I got to rank 17. Not so, just halfway to getting Melka if I chose to just purely go through command rank. Alternatively, once the full game releases, I can just do that one mission that unlocks her, and then bada boom bada bing, I have Melka. So it's really, really nice that they have so many different options for unlockables and ways for people to level up and progress their character. And that's one thing I like about the game over Overwatch, for example. Overwatch is a little bit more static. It's a little bit more, I guess, Team Fortressy, in the sense that you don't have this kind of level progression or things like that. It's also a little bit of a faster paced game. Your time to kill is a lot quicker than in Battleborn. But it's just all about what kind of game you want to play. Like I said, they offer very different experiences. And the nice thing about Battleborn, though, is you have that PvE option, and I played a couple of the story missions. I played both of the story missions, and they're awesome. They're a lot of fun. It feels like a Borderland-ish game, obviously, but with a Battleborn cover, and it's a lot of fun. And it's nice that you can still even unlock gear mods. You can find them as loot in the story missions, which is as someone who loves loot, that's super awesome to see that. So I really, really enjoy it, and you can still level up your commander rank. You can level up your character rank. Each Battleborn has their own specific rank too, and through that you can unlock extra mutations for your Helix tree, which adds another layer of customization. And you also unlock things like taunts and skins, and there's something there for everyone, which is what I like about it. And whether you like loot, they have the gear mods for that. Whether you like leveling up, they have Helix trees for that. Whether you just like the look of your character, they have sweet skins for that. I'm really excited to see better skins. In this one, they pretty much only had the recolors, obviously, because it's just a beta. But they still look awesome, and they're still fairly drastic in their recolors. So it's pretty sweet. And also just the roster they have for the Battleborn. I tried out a nice handful of Battleborn, if I can speak. As I sort of unlocked them as my command rank got higher, and they all felt unique. They all had their own quirks and pros and cons and play styles, even though they may have fallen under the same title as some other Battleborn. Melka and Wrath, for example, are like considered assassins, things like that. They through the Helix tree, you're just able to have such different play styles, and the differences in when you choose your mutations is large enough that you actually notice a difference. Being able to use Cloud Spore to stun something, or it leaves a huge trail of Cloud Spores behind as it goes. There are noticeable differences that actually make a huge impact on your playstyle and the game in general. But yeah, the game runs great in terms of the technical things. It feels great. There were some issues, obviously, just with sometimes servers and stuff like that. But beta is beta. I'm really looking forward to how it gets optimized as time moves forward. There are some bugs and stuff, but I'm sure those will get fixed as time goes on as well. Totally failing my kunai there, but luckily my teammate picks up the kill. You'll see Oscar Mike there. Oscar Mike is actually another one of my mains, and I built him very supportishy, but he can do quite a bit of damage as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to testing out a lot of the higher ranked Battleborn, because there are a ton of there's 25 Battleborn, which is a huge roster, and quite a few of them were behind rank walls and stuff like that, or just inaccessible due to challenges that aren't in the beta. But it is what it is. But yeah, overall, I had a lot of fun with the open beta. I mainly played the PvP. That is probably where I'm going to be sticking around, and I think that's obviously where most people are going to be playing, because there is only 9 missions, I think. There are story missions, and there's multiple difficulties for those story missions, which is nice for those people who really like getting achievements or to unlock higher level loot. I'm sure that's what will happen, is you'll have better loot and better rewards for those higher challenges. But I only played them on the base level, and I think I with the harder difficulties, I could definitely see it being a challenge, and I'm really looking forward to actually getting a good group going and actually trying to get through those challenge missions, I guess. I'm not really sure what the difficulty ranks are called, but I think they're challenge mode. I'm sure is one of them. But other than that, pretty straightforward. The plans are I'm probably mainly going to be doing guides and stuff. I will probably be doing a lot of commentaries like this, but mainly talking about gameplay and stuff like that. But overall, I'm pretty excited about doing gameplay for doing content for this. I think Battleborn is a great game to watch. Everyone loves these kinds of games. They're just very dynamic, and there's always something there to learn for people who are just getting into the game. And I'm probably specifically going to be talking about my main characters, but I would definitely love to try out all of Battleborn, because a lot of them I looked through their skills and stuff like that, and a lot of them looked extremely interesting, and sometimes even overpowered in my mind at some points. There you can see the gear mods that I was using during the open beta, and the one on the right is the legendary one that I unlocked for Miko. Super useful, extra healing power, extra movement speed, and a additional healing with his dipped poison damage. Super awesome, and it's very cool that they have even unique stuff for Battleborn. And I didn't look through I didn't look through the lore stuff too much, but apparently the lore stuff is actually pretty cool, and there is a lot of different interactions and sort of the behind the scenes with the Battleborn. And you have some even hidden stuff too, where if you have certain characters playing with other characters, for example, because the way the storyline works is like there's different clans or there's different groups. Like you have the Generate, you have the Eldred, you have the Rogues. There's multiple Battleborn in each group, and you get different things going on when you have them interact with each other in game too, which is pretty cool. And while I didn't look too much into the lore stuff, because I'm personally not a huge lore person, I guess, from what I've read on the subreddit and stuff like that, a lot of it is pretty interesting and funny as well, since this is from Gearbox. This is from the guys who brought you Borderlands. It does have that Borderlands humor. If you're not into that, well, hopefully the gameplay can carry you through that, because it is an extremely fun game, and I really recommend it to anyone who loves these kinds of not arena style, but this is obviously more of a MOBA style, as opposed to Overwatch, which is more Team Fortress 2 based. But not only that, Battleborn offers a very good story mode, and it does feel like a story mode. Like, it doesn't feel like it was just tacked on. And that's the one thing I like about the story mode, is even though there isn't as much content there as the the competitive multiplayer aspect of it, they offer plenty of things for you in the story mode, and that it's fully voice acted. There's cutscenes, and I really like the intro, and they do the intro sort of similar to like an action show, where it shows like your character name stars as Miko or whatever, and it's all fun and games, and that Borderlands humor definitely goes in there, and everything's really well written. And it's just overall a blast, no matter where you go in Battleborn. I had a ton of fun with it, and I can't wait to show you guys more content as we move forward. But I'm going to close it out here, you guys. The game is ending. We won pretty well. I think I did a pretty good job at keeping everybody alive. Got 5 kills, 1 death, 21 assists. Looking pretty good there. But until next time, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys give Battleborn a try, and hopefully you guys enjoy the Battleborn content I'll have for the future. But until next time, guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys have a great night, day, morning, wherever you are, and I will talk to you guys soon.